Hey guys, welcome to DIY Crafts. In this video, I'll show you how to crochet this beautiful minion face appliques. These can be used as keychains, Rakhi and appliques to baby products like cap, headband, sweater, blankets or any other crochet projects. So let's get started. For this, I'm using 4-ply yarn and a crochet hook of size 3 mm. So let's begin with a magic ring. Let's start making first row. For this, begin with chain 3 and this chain 3 acts as first double crochet in the first row. Now make another DC into the center. Likewise, continue to make double crochets into the center. Make a total of 11 double crochets. This means, including the first chain 3, you will have a total of 12 stitches in the row 1. Now I am making the last DC. After completing it, close the magic ring by pulling the tail end tightly. Now make a slip stitch into the third chain in row 1. Just insert the hook, grab the yarn and draw through all the loops on the hook. This completes row 1. Now let's start making round 2. For this, chain 3 and make one double stitch into the same stitch. So this chain 3 and the double stitch together is considered as an increase in the first stitch. Now let's make 2 more DCs in the next stitch. That's the first DC and make another DC. This means we are making a DC increase. One DC and another DC into the same stitch. So continue to make a DC increase, that means 2 DCs into the same stitch throughout the row until you reach the starting point. Now we are at the last stitch, so make the last DC increase and then make a slip stitch into the third chain in row 2. This finishes the second row, and by the end of the second row, you will have a total of 24 stitches. Now let's start making round 3. For this, make chain 1 and make one single stitch into the same stitch. Now make one single stitch increase. Then make one single stitch. And in the next stitch, make a single stitch increase, that is 2 single stitches into the same stitch. One single stitch again and one single stitch increase. So continue this pattern of one single stitch and one single stitch increase throughout the row until you reach the starting point. Now we have reached the last set, so make the last single stitch and a single stitch increase. Now make a slip stitch into the first chain in third row. Make chain 1 and fasten off. This completes the third row. You will have a total of 36 stitches. Weave in all the ends and base of the minion applique is ready. Now let's make the eye of a minion. For this, take a white color yarn and begin with a magic ring. Now let's start making round 1. For this, make chain 2 and make HDC into the center, that is a half double crochet. Make a total of 10 half double crochet stitches into the center. So after making all the 10 stitches, close the magic ring by pulling the tail end and make a slip stitch into the second chain. This completes the first row. For the second row, change the color to black. Join it as shown. After securing the color change tightly, make chain 1 and let's start making round 2. For round 2, make a slip stitch in each and every stitch throughout the row. Just insert the hook and draw the yarn through all the loops on the hook. So after making all the slip stitches, make a last slip stitch into the chain 1 in the second row. This completes the eye part. So chain 1 and fasten off, leaving a small tail ends. Trim the white thread also. Now it's time to weave in all the ends. I'll show you how to weave in one of the end, and you need to repeat the process with all the other ends as well. So for this I'm using a tapestry needle. So insert the yarn tail into the needle as shown, and now follow the procedure as shown in the video. Insert the needle through the stitches at the back side of the project. Make sure you don't show the color threads at the front part. Now trim the tail end close to the project. Repeat the same with the other threads as well. Now the monster eye, that's the minion eye, is ready. Now it's time to add this eye to the base of the minion face. For this I am using a tapestry needle and a black thread. Now insert the needle through one of the stitches in the third row, and now pass this black thread through the center of the eye as shown. Perform this step carefully so that the black thread is not visible from the front part of the eye. After pulling it through the eye, just check the level of the eye you wanted. So adjust the level of the eye and then pass the thread through the other end of the face. Now secure these black threads behind the minion face as shown. Now let's add some detailing to the minion. We shall add eyes and mouth to it. For this I am using a fabric glue and a black color kundan. You can also embroider the eyes, or you can attach some safety eyes as well. Put this aside and let it dry completely until you make a further process to this. After letting it dry, weave in all the ends behind. So this is the minion base. Now the applique is ready. Now let's see how to convert it into a Rakhi. For this I have taken 2 strands of blue color and a 4.5 mm hook. Make a chain of required length and then add this minion applique on the top of it. You can stitch them together using a thread and a tapestry needle, or simply use a dab of fabric glue and stick them together. Now to make the mouth of a minion, I just applied fabric glue and kept a piece of thread over it. Now our minion face applique is ready. You can use this in different crochet projects as I have mentioned earlier. Do give it a try and let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. See you all in the next video. Thank you for watching. Please like the video, share it and subscribe to DIY Crafts.